On a seemingly ordinary Monday, the Iberian Peninsula was plunged into chaos as a massive power outage struck Spain and Portugal. The outage left millions without electricity, bringing daily life to a standstill. The government declared a state of emergency. Essential services and transportation were severely affected. The sudden loss of power sent shockwaves across the region. Homes and businesses were shrouded in darkness. People scrambled for information and struggled to cope. The eerie silence was a stark reminder of our dependence on electricity. The true extent of the outage became clear as the day wore on. Hospitals switched to backup generators, schools closed, and businesses faced disruption. The outage highlighted the fragility of our interconnected world. Communities rallied together, sharing resources and offering support. In the wake of the unprecedented power outage, authorities in Spain and Portugal launched urgent efforts to restore electricity. Engineers worked tirelessly to identify the root cause and implement solutions. Government agencies coordinated relief efforts and kept the public informed. The race was on to restore power quickly and minimize the impact. Spain restored over 20% of its power capacity within hours. Full restoration in Spain could take 6 to 10 hours. Portugal faced a more complex situation with up to a week for recovery. The disparity in recovery timelines highlighted the challenges in addressing such a widespread outage. The restoration efforts involved a coordinated response from multiple agencies. Teams worked around the clock to repair damaged infrastructure and ensure grid stability. The scale of the outage tested the resilience of the power infrastructure and the dedication of those working tirelessly to restore normalcy. As authorities raced to restore power, the search for the root cause of the massive outage intensified. Preliminary investigations pointed towards a rare atmospheric phenomenon involving voltage oscillations in the Spanish power system, which then cascaded into Portugal's grid. This unusual event, experts suggested, could have triggered a chain reaction, leading to the widespread blackout. Government officials and experts were quick to dismiss any speculation of a cyber attack as the cause of the outage. There is no indication that this was anything other than a technical issue, a spokesperson for the Spanish government stated, emphasizing that investigations were ongoing to determine the exact sequence of events. The reassurance aimed to quell any fears of foul play and instill confidence in the government's handling of the situation. While the investigation continued, the focus remained on restoring power and mitigating the impact of the outage. The incident served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of critical infrastructure to both technical malfunctions and external threats. It underscored the need for robust systems, comprehensive contingency plans, and ongoing investment in grid modernization to enhance resilience against future disruptions. Section 4. Life on hold, the impact on daily routines. The massive power outage brought daily life to a standstill across Spain and Portugal, disrupting routines and highlighting the extent to which modern society relies on electricity. From the mundane to the essential, the lack of power had a cascading effect on every aspect of daily life, leaving people to grapple with the inconveniences and uncertainties. Across Spain, stories emerged of people driving for miles in search of open petrol stations, teachers conducting classes in dimly lit classrooms, and bar patrons patiently waiting for beer pumps to whir back to life. The outage turned everyday activities into unexpected challenges, forcing people to adapt and find creative solutions to navigate the disruption. The shared experience fostered a sense of community as strangers helped each other and shared resources. The outage also highlighted the digital divide, as those without access to alternative power sources or battery backups found themselves cut off from communication and information. The reliance on technology for work, education, and social connection became glaringly apparent, underscoring the need for greater digital equity and access. Section 5. Transport in turmoil, navigating the gridlock. The power outage wreaked havoc on transportation systems across Spain and Portugal, leaving commuters stranded, flights grounded, and roads choked with traffic. The breakdown of traffic lights led to gridlock in major cities, while the suspension of train services disrupted travel plans for thousands. In Spain, long-distance and medium-distance train services were suspended for the entire day, leaving 116 trains stranded on tracks and 26 awaiting evacuation. Air traffic, while still operational, faced significant disruptions with a 20% restriction on incoming arrivals. The outage exposed the fragility of interconnected transportation networks and the ripple effects of such disruptions. Airports in the Balearic and Canary Islands, operating on independent power grids, remained largely unaffected, offering a temporary haven for travelers. However, flights from Lisbon, Portugal, faced significant delays, with departures pushed back until at least 10 p.m. local time. The disruption to air travel highlighted the interconnectedness of global transportation networks and the cascading impact of such events. Section 6. Governments in action, responding to the crisis. As the scale of the power outage became apparent, governments in both Spain and Portugal sprang into action, coordinating emergency responses, deploying resources, and working tirelessly to manage the crisis. Their swift and coordinated efforts aimed to restore normalcy, ensure public safety, and provide timely information to citizens. Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez addressed the nation, stressing the critical state of telecommunications and urging citizens to use their phones responsibly to avoid network congestion. He announced the deployment of 30,000 police officers to maintain order and assist with traffic management. The Prime Minister also confirmed the safety of the country's nuclear reactors, which were operating on emergency generators. In Portugal, authorities prioritized restoring power to essential services, including hospitals, airports, and railways. They outlined a phased approach to restoring power, aiming to have Porto back online within 2 hours and Lisbon within 5 to 6 hours. The government's transparent communication and focus on essential services aimed to reassure the public and minimize disruption. Section 7. Looking ahead, reassurances and future preparations. As power began to return to affected areas and the immediate crisis subsided, attention turned towards understanding the factors that contributed to the outage and implementing measures to prevent similar events in the future. Government officials and experts offered reassurances about the grid's stability and emphasized the importance of learning from the experience. While the investigation into the precise cause of the outage remained ongoing, officials reiterated that there was no evidence to suggest foul play or a cyber attack. The incident served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of critical infrastructure to both technical malfunctions and external threats, prompting calls for increased investment in grid modernization and cybersecurity. The power outage, while disruptive and unsettling, also highlighted the resilience of communities and the dedication of those working tirelessly to restore normalcy. The experience underscored the importance of robust infrastructure, comprehensive contingency plans, and ongoing efforts to mitigate risks and enhance the resilience of essential services.